Open Your Eyes is brought to you by Smart, bringing people together, and the Belize Bank, our country, your bank.
Yeah, it's the spaghetti.
Yes?
Yeah, but...
Morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm Paul Lopez.
And as you can probably see outside, if you are anywhere close to a window, it is pouring rain outside. Some would say it's raining cats and dogs, Paul.
At least in Belize City.
Yes.
This morning we woke up to some overcast in Belize City. I think while sleeping last night, I partially heard some thunders outside, and it sounded as if there was some rains coming into the coast. Mm-hmm. I live along the coast in Belize City. Anybody that lives in Belize City lives along the coast, clearly. And so I woke up this morning to some overcast, went outside, drove to work, and it began to rain. And right now, at least in Belize City, I don't know what it's like across your parts of the country, but right now in Belize City, it's raining cats and dogs, as you would say. There's thunder outside, there's lightning, and one can only assume, no expert here, but one can only assume that this has something to do with the system, the tropical system that's way out. I will get confirmation from the Met Service later on in our morning show. We know that they have their 7:30 press briefing every morning, and this morning it's no different. And so you want to stay locked in to Open Your Eyes this morning to get all the latest on Hurricane Beryl, its projected path. There seems to be still some consistency in the model and the forecast cone where Yucatan Peninsula and following Yucatan Peninsula is concerned. In fact, Sabrina, we want to move over to the latest, or one of the latest NEMO advisories, because I believe that while we are on set here, NEMO might issue another advisory anytime, yes. 6 a.m. advisory, 6:30 advisory, thereabout. But they have their 3 a.m. advisory already posted on their social media page and already being distributed and circulated across social media. And let's look at what this 3 a.m. advisory, where Hurricane Beryl is concerned, yes. From the National Emergency Management Organization says. And I don't know if people could hear the thunders.
If you hear any weird sounds like feedback, it's probably thunders, yes. that we are actually picking up audio-wise from outside.
It almost has an earthquake.
Yeah, it feels kind of vibrating like
to it, right?
It's very strong outside.
So I assume there, and I know we don't have a lot of room for assumptions in media, but I assume it has something to do with Hurricane Beryl because, well, that's the only system out there. But let's look at NEMO's advisory number 5. As at 3 a.m. This morning, NEMO is saying, and the National Met Service is saying, that Hurricane Beryl was located about 485 miles east of the coast of Corozal Town. So yesterday, about 3:30 during the National Emergency Management Organization and the Met Service's press conference at 3:30, the system was located east of direct east of Belize City.
Yes.
So this morning we're hearing that it's located east of Corozal, 485 miles. Now that's not a lot of distance when you're talking about a system, but 485 miles east of Corozal Town compared to yesterday's position,
which was
speaks
1,000.
Right, but it's east of Belize City yesterday to now east of Corozal Town, speaks to a shift. Well, perhaps movement along the forecasted path. So we're talking about shift north, yes. or at least west-northwest, right? So there's a bit of movement up north from Belize City up to Corozal, far out still. Says Beryl was moving west-northwest, and this system is moving, according to NEMO, at 20 miles per hour. So according to the Met Service, again, this is a relatively fast speed for a system of this magnitude, still maintaining winds of 120 miles per hour. So here we're talking about
Category
3, weak Category 3,
Yes.
perhaps moving into Category 2.
Yes.
Sometime today, there's forecast for weakening due to some wind
Which
shears,
is good.
some
we
strong
are
wind
hoping that
shears.
it arrives along the Yucatan Peninsula's coast, at least a Category 1. That was the initial prediction, but we have seen that Hurricane Beryl seemed to weaken rather slower than expected as it progressed throughout the days this week.
Indeed, and so the advisory continues to inform Belizeans that it's moving. The system is moving at a west to west northward motion, and is expected today until is expected today until the hurricanes makes landfall on the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico later tonight into early Friday morning. So this is basically the projected path. It has maintained its course as predicted throughout the course of the last 2 days, in fact, because since today is Thursday, since Tuesday morning or Tuesday afternoon, we've been hearing about this projected path in this cone of probability, and this cone of probability has withheld the test of the last few days. It said, although a direct landfall on Belize is unlikely, according to the 3 a.m. NEMO advisory, landfall on Belize is unlikely, but the system is likely to produce moderate to heavy rainfall across Belize starting today and continuing throughout the next 24 to 36 hours as it moves across the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. And so we're talking here, the NEMO is advising us of heavy rainfalls starting today over the next 24 and 36 hours. So when you think about that much rainfall, which we're already starting to see happen in Belize City, what's the first thought that comes to mind? Flooding.
And this was actually a comment that we were also able to get from the principal hydrologist, Tennille Hendy, yesterday as well. I believe we also spoke to her through one of the pressers 2 days ago, and we were able to even share some of the commentary on that 2 days ago. And she mentioned that we will be experiencing some flooding from our neighboring Mexico and Guatemala, but there are other concerns as well that we should be looking into. So the flooding that would be coming from Guatemala and Mexico is called riverine flooding. But when you get excessive rainfall and obviously excessive water rising, that's called urban flooding. So we have the potential of having to deal with both of those types of flooding, riverine and urban.
I think if you take a drive from Belize City on the Philip Golson Highway towards the north, you'll see that a lot of the lands along the highways, even without much rain earlier in this week, are saturated.
Yes.
So there's areas, low-lying areas along I'd say the Philip Golson Highway corridor that has water settled. And so that's this sort of urban flooding that's a cause for concern because of how saturated the soil is. And so with more rains, a projection or prediction of 4 to 6 inches of rain, and we've been hearing the advisors, the experts saying this is a conservative projection, 4 to 6 inches. So it could be more. It could definitely be more rain with this excessive rain coming in. Then clearly there's no room for the soil to seep up this water. So there's flooding concerns. Now, we heard from the Prime Minister yesterday. He came in from Panama, I believe, an official visit. And we're going to run that video right now to hear what the PM had to say late yesterday afternoon concerning Hurricane Beryl. Let's play that video.
My fellow Belizeans, I begin by expressing our solidarity with our CARICOM brothers and sisters in Barbados, Grenada, Jamaica, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who were or are being hit by ferocious Hurricane Beryl. We understand the challenges they are facing, and Belize will do its part to aid in the recovery efforts in our sister Caribbean nations. At present, Hurricane Beryl, the first major hurricane in this month-old hurricane season, is currently weakening considerably. It is next forecast to make landfall on the Yucatan Peninsula late Thursday night or early Friday morning as a Category 1 hurricane. This means it will have sustained winds between 74 and 95 miles per hour when it makes landfall. Although the eye of the storm is not expected to pass over Belize, this is such a big storm that damaging effects could possibly be felt from Belize City to the northern districts of Corozal and Arinjoak, as well as Ambergris Caye and Kikoko. Residents, especially in the north, should brace for strong winds gusting to tropical storm strength and heavy rainfall due to the hurricane's proximity to the northern half of our country. As of now, from Belize City to Corozal, as well as residents in the Keys, are under a tropical storm watch, which will later become a tropical storm warning. Residents in the north should prepare for flooding, especially those in low-lying, flood-prone areas. Strong winds may cause some structural damage to homes and could also result in losses in the agricultural sector. Since we face potential damaging impacts from this storm, it is crucial for everyone to be prepared. Please look after your family and friends by ensuring that all necessary precautions are taken for the safety of your loved ones.
One of the important things we should note from the Prime Minister's speech or be reminded of is the fact that there are portions of the country that remains under a tropical storm watch.
Yes.
And the tropical storm watch in this case simply means that we can expect tropical storm conditions in these areas, and the tropical storm watch extends from Belize City all the way up to the most northern part of Belize. So we can expect tropical storm conditions within the next 24 hours. In this case, yesterday was like 36 hours. That was at 3:30. Now, of course, it's decreased to some 24 hours or even less. Now, a tropical storm watch, as the chief meteorologist explained yesterday, does not necessarily have to be upgraded to a tropical storm warning, right? So in some cases, you could backtrack from a tropical storm watch and perhaps just give the all clear. In this case, I'd want to hazard a guess and say that if the system continues to track towards its projected path direction towards the Yucatan Peninsula, then this tropical storm watch may likely be increased or upgraded to a tropical storm warning, which you know, when you're in primary school, they teach you these things.
Yes.
The red flag,
and
the red flag with the dot, the two flags. Actually, yesterday, I was in the grocery store heading home from work, and this little girl was talking to this older lady, and the older lady was asking her if she's okay. And the little girl said, yes, but there seems to be a system out. And she said, but we don't think it'll make any sort of impact on Belize. And she said, yes, miss, but they already put out the red flag with the dot. So there's a concern there for her, and she clearly understands what that means. And so definitely we'll have to wait for 7:30 to hear whether this will be upgraded. But there's definitely concern for the northern parts of Belize, the extreme north of Belize, Corozal, Orange Walk, and perhaps even in Belize City, we're already starting to see rains.
Included in that, though, is also Kikoko and Ambergris Caye.
Kikoko and Ambergris Caye.
I know that we were also able to head to those areas and get some coverage from the persons there on the island. I do know that the water taxis and the flights to those islands are also suspended at this time. Please know that it's for each and everyone's safety. I believe we were able to even get an interview from, I think it was one of the individuals from Tropic Airlines saying that if he would not have his family being on this flight, he wouldn't want anyone else to be as well.
Why would you? And then there is also amended bus schedule, public transportation schedules, particularly for the Belize City to Corozal, northern region of the country routes. And so those amended schedules, I believe, are on the are being circulated on social media, and they're perhaps on the Transport Department's page. And so this is what we saw yesterday with boats coming in from San Pedro. Individuals basically securing their lives, making that tough decision to leave their properties, their belongings, their jobs, their workplaces behind, and head to higher grounds. Listen, I don't for one judge these people for making such a decision, because you never know. And when your area is under a tropical storm watch, you have to expect the unexpected, and you have to be prepared for whatever may come. And so people coming with their big bags, people coming with their cooler full of stuff, people coming with clothing for a couple days. And we hope that it would not get to the extent where there's extensive damage caused by tropical storm force winds. But again, we are not the experts here. We'll have to wait for the National Met Service at 7:30 to hear exactly what will take place.
I think where a lot of the caution, or the extra caution, comes from, Paul, is the unpredictability of these systems, especially this year. We're seeing a change in predictions as it relates to climate patterns, and obviously that has to do with climate change in general. For instance, we are reporting the fact that Hurricane Beryl is the first of its kind as early as June in the hurricane season. Also, the strength of this storm being as high as a Category 5. It's unheard of here in Belize having a storm this strong in the start of the hurricane season. And of course, it is projected that we might be experiencing very similar types of weather systems developing this hurricane season. We also experienced extreme drought just before this, Paul, and this all has to do with climate change. So I think around this time, it's better to be more cautious than to expect the best out of everything. You want to prepare for the worst, obviously.
And we'll wrap up this conversation by taking a quick look at we have a video from Jamaica, and we'll wrap it up as we watch that video, because you're right to say it's historic in that it's the first Category 4 system in the month of June, and the earliest Category 5 system in the month of July. I believe we have a video there. It's in the folder on Jamaica. With some devastation coming out of Jamaica. And so if we can't show that video right now, we'll definitely prepare it and show it later on. But we have the weather update from the National
so we're going to go
Service.
into the weather now to find out what we can expect today. What is the weather systems looking like?
Okay, so there's the video. This is just some of what's coming out of Jamaica this morning. The Hurricane Beryl did not directly cross over Jamaica. It kind of went a course south of Jamaica, the eye itself, but they experienced the brunt of the north of the storm, where the hurricane force winds were strong, tropical storm winds as well, and a lot of rain. And so this is some of the early images and videos coming out of Jamaica, as there were reports of huge storm surges, huge wave heights. We've heard of roofs blowing off as well, trees toppling over. So these are the initial reports coming out of Jamaica. I believe today we'll be able to get a clearer idea of the devastation that a Category 4 Hurricane Beryl caused in Jamaica. But these are some of the winds, speeds, and the effects of those wind speeds, of course, coming out of our sister nation in Jamaica. I know that we also saw Caracol also received severe. Look at the fair city of those waves and the sea at that point in time.
Yes.
Look at the winds outside of that window right there and how those trees are wavering from left to right. And then here you see some trees toppled over, and clearly residents are trying to clear their highways. I think that's one thing the Prime Minister of Jamaica said earlier this morning, because they've been up and they've been working, is that they're right now what they're doing is they're clearing highways so that from debris, so that vehicles can traverse to and from as safely and as conveniently as possible. So that's usually the first efforts, recovery efforts, to ensure that people can move safely and freely. But we'll have more from Jamaica as well as other sister islands or countries in CARICOM later on in our morning show.
All right, well, we're going to go straight to our weather and find out what we can expect today as it relates to weather, of course, from the National Meteorological Service.
Good morning. Hurricane Beryl is approaching the area. The 24-hour forecast. Skies will be cloudy at times, and then rain bands from Beryl will bring some showers, thunderstorms, and periods of light rain over the country during today and tonight. High temperatures for today will reach around 86 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 89 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 78 degrees Fahrenheit in the mountains. Low temperatures for tonight will reach around 80 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 72 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 66 degrees Fahrenheit in the hills. Winds over the open sea will be from the north to northwest at 10 to 20 knots and occasionally higher gusts. Sea conditions will be rough, so please note that a small craft warning is in effect and mariners are asked to remain in safe harbor. High tides occur at 8:09 this morning and then at 10:10 tonight. Low tides at 3:53 this afternoon and then at 2:31 tomorrow morning. The moon will set at 5:44 this evening and rise at 4:53 tomorrow morning. Sunset is at 6:31 this evening and sunrise at 5:23 tomorrow morning. The extended forecast. Variably cloudy skies with isolated showers and thunderstorms or periods of light rain, which will develop on Friday. Then a few showers, thunderstorms, or periods of rain will affect the country on Friday night. And now for the tropical weather outlook. At 6 a.m., major Category 3 Hurricane Beryl was centered near latitude 18.7 north and longitude 81.8 west, or about 50 miles southwest of Grand Cayman, and 431 miles east-northeast of Curacao Town. Maximum sustained winds remain at 120 miles, and Beryl continues moving to the west-northwest at 20 miles per hour. A tropical storm watch remains in effect for areas between Belize City to Curacao, which includes Key Corcoran and Burgess Key, so residents are advised to remain vigilant, continue to monitor the weather situation, and listen to official bulletins and advisories from the National Meteorological Service and NEMO. Thank you, and hope you all have a pleasant day.
All right, there you have your official update from the folks at the National Meteorological Service as to what the weather will look like today. As we mentioned, we will be also tuning into a press conference from the folks at the National Meteorological Service as well as the National Emergency Management Organization at 7:30.
Yeah, I think it's important. Somebody made a comment in the live on Facebook to say that this is basically predictions being made, forecasts. The models are being fed information and then they spit out predictions and forecasts. This storm is historic. It's already superseded or surpassed a lot of the expectations placed on it in terms of weakening. It's already had a lot of historic data coming out of it. And so it's important to note that these are all predictions, and the important thing here to do is to remain vigilant and keep watch until the last minute before it makes landfall.
Absolutely. Well, we do have a show prepared for you this morning, so we do want to jump straight into what you can expect. When we come back, we're going to be having our first segment with the folks from Full Tech, and they'll be sharing with us just some of those storm preparations that you can get right from their stores. And in our second conversation.
Yes, sorry. And in our second conversation, clearly, as we've been saying this morning, we have a Zoom press conference with NEMO, and that's at 7:30, and you'll be getting all the updates there.
All right. Well, we're going to take our first break, and when we come back, stay tuned because we'll be talking to the folks from Full Tech.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added on for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix add-on for only $28.13 more. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
Let's all be safe during the rainy season. Belize Electricity Limited reminds you that heavy rains can cause flooding in your neighborhood and on roads. Avoid driving or walking in flooded areas, which can have hidden dangers such as debris and fallen power lines. Belize Electricity Limited cares about your safety. Please stay safe.
13,835,700 eggs are eaten by tourists each year, fueling our thriving economy. Tourism means business.
I'm David Humes. This is Vanessa Humes. We own Ladyville Cool Spot. Belize Bank save us a lot of time. Working with them, we can keep track exactly what we spend. We recommend Belize Bank 100% because we don't have to go to stand up in line, and we can check on our account right from our house. Working with Belize Bank is the best.
The hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? Get the essentials you need to stay safe this hurricane season, such as plywood, tarp and rope, first aid kit, rubber boots, raincoats and rain ponchos, generator, portable radio and batteries, flashlight and kerosene lanterns. Weather the storm with these products and more from Benny's. Quality and savings.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Full-Tech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Full-Tech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
Welcome back. As mentioned, we're having our first conversation this morning, and really it's all about preparations for Hurricane Beryl. We have here with us our friends from Full Tech Systems, and they have on display just some of the items that you can get before 12 p.m. this afternoon if you shop at Full Tech Systems, in preparation, of course, for Hurricane Beryl. Here with us is Hector Molina, and he is the marketing representative of Full Tech Systems Limited. And with him is Patricia Vanson, and she's also here from Full Tech as the senior sales executive. Guys, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Good morning, and thank you for having us. So today, I mean, during hurricane, it's very important for you to maintain communication, with loved ones.
Yes.
Be informed of what's happening, and also maintain power, because maintaining power is what allows you to stay communicated with loved ones, with the news. And with that in mind is what we decided to bring out here today, right? Yeah. And also another important thing to consider when it comes to during these times is protecting crucial data.
Yeah. Yes.
Either it be for personal or it be for enterprise, because we have solutions for consumers, which we decided to focus today. However, we do offer enterprise solutions, cloud and more for the data center.
Okay, so we'll talk a bit about that one, the cloud and the solutions for data. Let's start at the beginning with the necessary hurricane or the essential hurricane items for myself.
Correct.
And Sabrina, what do we have available on this desk that you believe is necessary for us during a hurricane?
Okay, so we decided to bring out some power banks because as simple as it may seem, everybody needs to be able to charge up. We have 3 different options and 3 different prices, okay?
Yes.
So everybody needs to be charged up, keep your mobile devices charged up. And so we have some power banks here. These start as low as $35.
What can you tell us about the performance of each one of them? I see they get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well, we have 3 models. One being the one starting at 35 is at 10,000 milliamp. You should be able to charge your phone up to 5 times.
Wow.
Again, that depends on what exactly you have plugged into it, and you could power also other items such as a tablet. We have the 2,000 milliamp option.
This one feels
the 20,000 option, which is double the capacity.
Yeah.
And we also have a wireless option if you want something more convenient, right?
Ooh, wow. This
Something
is the
that
wireless.
Is more,
I didn't even realize that.
that option is wireless.
One is
What's the cost of that?
$50.
$50.
50.
Okay.
So you could get the $50 option, is like $35 here, and it's like almost double here.
$72.
Okay, all right. So that's fair, and these are able to keep you charged and keep you connected.
Correct.
Let's look at what else we have on the desk as we move on.
We have surge protectors, of course. We always recommend, we do have spikes in electricity, and you want to be able to protect your investment, protect your home equipment, as well as your office supplies. So we have surge protectors available. These are available in different prices
and they start
different
as low as $26, by the way.
So,
they're very, very affordable.
Yes.
Also, we have affordable UPS, which are more of a smaller
power supply bank, sort of.
So, mainly, like for example, to maintain service, like if you connect your router from Digi, you can maintain those up for at least 6-8 hours.
Even if your power goes,
correct.
You're telling me this what do you call it?
It's a UPS.
A UPS.
Uninterruptible power supply.
So it stores.
Most workplaces have these.
Right. It stores your power, and you could have a connection
to the internet.
To the internet up to 6 hours essentially.
Correct.
Wow.
And these are available in different sizes.
Different capacities.
Okay.
So what size is this? Is like a medium, a small?
This is you'd say it's an entry level, but it's not that small. It's a 700 VA, and it's actually on sale for $155.
Wow.
Wow, that's not bad.
So normally it's about $178 for the unit, but you're saving money, and again keeping connected, and also it provides protection. It's just not to maintain power, but also to protect the equipment that you plug into it too as well.
I'm amazed that these get bigger, which means that you have more power to last as they get bigger.
I think the surge protectors and the UPS systems are also useful for the season that we were in as it relates to load shedding, and it's a conversation that we've been having regularly about how to protect your appliances. A lot of people have been expressing that their TVs were blown for some reason or another. So having these surge protectors are a good extra force against these electrical surges that could potentially take place, whether it's in a storm or if you just have a random power outage.
Correct.
All right, so let's move on to some of what else we have on the desk.
Okay, so
You
we
decide.
have, sure, we have motion light sensors. These are LED motion light sensors. It's a pack of 2. So what I like about this is that it's rechargeable. So you plug it in to charge. And it's motion censored. So whenever you pass by, then you can program it that way. Whenever you pass by, then the light comes on. That way you save the power. You don't have to be using it out if you're not, you know, if you're not in the area.
And like I mentioned to you, I have these at home, and they give you quite a.
They're bright?
Very
bright.
They're very bright. In the darkness.
Yeah, they actually have 3 different. You should be able to dim it. Also, when it comes to these, the battery life is very excellent. It could give you up to a month. In terms of battery life, so you just charge that, so you could just charge that up, and you know, you have like, and they come with some brackets that actually, and these are magnetic too, by the way, so you could actually mount them on your
fridge or
correct,
okay, this
Since
is
we're
great.
already going down the road of prices, maybe you can tell us what this costs.
That pack is for $90. We also
And it
have
comes with two.
Comes with 2,
Yes.
correct.
Okay.
And we also have the 4-pack. So if you just want more lights rather than just 2, but I mean they're excellent during these times, and as well during any other regular power outage, right?
Where do you have them positioned at your house?
At my house, I have one. As you open the door, it lights up, so you don't have to be looking for the light. When you open the room, you know, it turns on.
Because it's a motion sensor.
It's a sensor, yes.
And that spot's actually then the bathroom door. So when I open the bathroom door, that turns on too as well.
Yeah, I like how you think.
Yeah, and
that's
I
really
have
smart.
actually some brackets too as well by the kitchen. So when you get up at night and maybe you want a glass of water on the countertop, so you could just turns on, and
You like that, right, Sabrina?
Look at him. Look at Hector.
I like that.
Follow him for more life tips.
I like this also because, you know, during the hurricane season, if we get a power outage, you don't have to be worried about the open flames with the candles.
Correct,
So for
correct.
safety purposes, this works awesome as well.
This is an
I'm
excellent
intrigued.
point. That's an excellent point right there.
Yep, for
Indeed, I'm
safety.
intrigued. And it's very affordable.
Very affordable.
All right, so what else do we have here? I see over here we have
some external hard drives
External
because
hard
while
drives.
it's important to protect your equipment, you also have to be able to think about your storage, your data, which is very important.
Correct.
You know, if your information gets into the wrong hands, it could be very detrimental, both personally and professionally. So we have several different size external hard drives, so you can back up your data.
Back it up.
Back it up.
This is 1
1
terabyte.
terabyte, which is
It's
1,000
gig.
gigabytes.
And this one is
This
Also
one is a 1 terabyte. So we have different models,
Different brands.
different capacity as well. I really like this one. This is the Iron Key,
That's from Kingston.
and this is from Kingston. It's 480 gigs. It's a solid state drive.
it's a drive.
Yeah.
It is an external
But it
hard
looks like it
drive
has a
as well.
screen at the front.
Yeah, so it
It
has
does.
a screen at the front, which actually you could put in a pin, and so you could put in a password, and also it works with different profiles, so you could have different people sharing the
Correct.
drive with different profiles, which you could switch, and then you have an admin that can reset.
Talk about protection.
You know, yeah, so
Right.
it's,
So if this gets in the wrong hand, you don't need to worry because they don't have access to your
It
password.
encrypts the data.
What's the storage capacity on this
This one is 480 gigs.
Okay.
Yes. And how
it's
much is
solid.
this?
This is for around $600.
Wow, okay.
And I think this is a very good investment, both for your personal use as
For
well
business,
as
correct, for
for your
business.
professional
Yes.
use.
Indeed.
And also one of the features that it has is that after, you know, people might be attempting to break in and break your password and stuff like that, you can set it so that after certain amount of attempts, then it locks off. So that's a cool feature
And
that
it
this
seems
has.
as if it comes with a little
It comes with a
pouch,
protective case as
a
well.
protective case as well.
Yeah, so this is a very good investment.
It is, especially in these times.
Well, one thing we know for sure is around the hurricane season, or even when there are bigger storms, a conversation that people always are having is, I wonder how much for a generator, you know? Do you guys have that there in supply as well at Full Tech?
Correct. So we actually have ventured into these type of solutions, which are the EcoFlow.
The EcoFlow.
The EcoFlow battery generators. And what I love about these and what make these so special is that unlike traditional generators, they produce no fumes, no noise. And actually, this one is on here.
It's on?
Yeah.
Let me see if this.
Now that's good advertising, guys.
So this is actually on.
We've been talking throughout the generator.
No, that's
As
good.
you can see, they're very small.
Yeah.
And portable.
And they're very portable. And again, they don't produce any type of fume, which
Fume emission, it is
and they
eco-friendly.
Correct. It's very eco-friendly, low noise, and they're very. I mean, due to this, it's very small. However, it has a powerful capacity to push and power stuff like fans, refrigerators, drills, different equipment, and they come in different capacities. They also are very versatile, so they can be either charged up through regular power outlet, and if the power goes off again and then you already use up the battery life, you could plug it into your vehicle, right? Charge it up with your vehicle, and if you don't have a vehicle, you could also connect and purchase the solar panels, which we should be getting soon, and power it up through solar panel
How
too as
long
well.
does it take to charge this?
These actually charge within the outlet, the traditional outlet from home should be under a minute. You charge these up.
You lie.
Under a minute.
What do you mean?
Nah, you're lying.
Under a minute, 60 seconds, literally.
To charge
To
what?
charge
To
this
charge
fully.
that up. Yeah. If you connect it now and power it
I
through your
don't
car,
buy it, but
I know. That one's
It's one of those things you
we
have
could
to
do the
test.
test run, and these are again, these are not regular
Of course.
generators. They're intelligent generators.
I'm not saying you're lying.
So,
I'm not
so
saying you're
you are
lying.
able to also monitor it through your phone.
Okay.
So
There's
right
an
now,
app for
actually,
it.
there's an app for it. All of these are managed through an application, which you're able to, besides see what is your battery capacity, you're able to see when you plug in, let's say a fan, what is your load and how long the
Before it
generator
goes
is
out.
expected
Now
to power
that
that
is an
device.
investment.
So it gives you an idea rather than you just plug in something and be like, one
I
is
don't know
going to
how
give me
long
an hour, this is going to give me
This
2 hours.
goes this goes way beyond traditional generators.
Yeah, it
by
absolutely
far.
does.
And this one is a bigger version.
Yeah,
to it?
we have the Delta series. We started with the River series, and the River series has 3 different models: the River 2, the River 2 Max, and the River 2 Pro. And then the Delta series, which are the big boys, these actually come with the Delta 2 and the Delta Max. And what makes them different from the smaller ones is that these you could actually purchase extended batteries. So you could power, just to give you an idea, you could power a refrigerator, a 120 watts refrigerator for 7 to 14 hours, right?
Wow.
And these are able to also power up certain ACs too as well.
Yeah.
So
So
air
there's a chart
conditioners.
there on the screen. Could
Correct.
you could you guide us
This
through
is
what
the
exactly
price
it's saying?
we're looking at.
So the
River
2
2
would be the small one
The
here that
small
you were showcasing, and that powers.
But this will give you actually
specs.
the wattage capacity which
Yeah,
it can handle.
yeah.
So you can have
Okay.
an idea of what you can plug into it. So this is about 300 watts max capacity in
Okay.
terms of, and 600 watt surge. And then from there on you go up to the bigger boys which are 2,000 and plus watts capacity.
So what you're seeing there is basically the specs.
Correct.
Okay.
That is
Specs of
more
the-
specs detail and runtime. And
the
also you
price.
could see that the bigger ones, they support extended battery up to 3
So-
kilowatts to 6 kilowatts hours.
So what we're seeing in front of us is which? The Delta?
This is the Delta
the
2.
biggest one.
And this is the
Yeah, that
smaller
one is the Delta 2.
Delta 2.
All right.
The Delta 2 Max pretty much looks the same. However, unlike this one here, it supports 2 battery packs, so you could carry up to 6 kilowatts hours. Versus this one is only 3 kilowatts hours max that you can upgrade it to in terms of the capacity of battery life.
Great.
And if you notice, all 4 models can actually charge via USB Type-C as well. So you have the AC
Yeah.
charge, you could charge in your carport, solar, which we are going to be bringing in the solar panels for these shortly, as well as the USB Type-C. So four ways to charge.
Another thing which I am forgetting to mention is that all of these generators, they use LFP battery. And if you're familiar with LFP batteries, those are the type of batteries used in the Tesla vehicles. And they have a life expectancy of up to 10 years. And this means charging the battery every day, discharging it for 10 years continuously, right? So if you don't charge it every day and utilize it like that, obviously it could give you more than that.
Do you guys offer warranties on these types of items?
Correct.
Absolutely.
We offer 1-year warranty on these.
Generators.
Correct.
Okay. So what does your closing hour or opening hours, I should say, look like today, if anybody wants to rush on down, I don't know, get some last minute shopping, but outside of that, we are at the start of the hurricane season. So we still have a lot more months to go.
Correct.
And we need to be prepared. So talk about today specifically. What's our
So for
opening
today,
hours?
we will be closing at 12 as instructed by NEMO. And then based on the projection, we'll know what tomorrow looks like. But regularly, our opening hours are from 8 o'clock until 5:30, Monday to Fridays. And we're also open on Saturdays from 9 until 1. And that's for both branches. We're here in Belize City next door, as well as in Belmopan. So we have two branches.
And if you're not here from the city or in Belmopan, you're maybe from Punta Gorda, San Pedro.
Yes.
We also offer shipping, which is, something that we do daily. We ship through local shippers, Tropic, water taxi, different mediums, and we ship it out to you as well for your convenience. And at the same time, may I, since we have enough time, maybe I could get into doing purchases with us. This month is actually our anniversary month.
I was going to get to that.
You're celebrating how many years?
We're celebrating 32 years of being an IT solution provider for Belize, and help evolve the way we do business, the way we do learning, and communicate in a whole in terms of technology, helping with that digital transformation. And we are celebrating 32 years, and what we have done, we have 32 deals, and we are also having a raffle. Right. And for every purchase that you are doing at Full Tech, for every $50 purchase, you get a ticket to win one of three prizes that we have to by the end of the month.
What are the three prizes?
Well, I don't know if we want to disclose that as yet.
Right,
but that is on our page already, so you could go and check up the flyer that we have.
Follow us on all social
prizes.
media platforms. We definitely encourage everybody to follow us on our social media platforms for the latest that we have available, like in our deals, for new products that we bring in, and for new promotions.
Yes.
Follow us.
And as you mentioned, you guys will be open today, but only up until 12 p.m.
Correct.
As instructed.
12 p.m. Sorry, yes.
As instructed by NEMO. And of course, after that, as soon as we get the all clear on what the storm will be or has done, you guys will open your regular hours Monday to Friday, 8 a.m.
8 to 5:30.
To 5:30.
And as well on Saturdays, then it's 9 to 1 p.m.
All right, so let's
we are also open on Saturdays too as
let's
well.
get some closing thoughts from both of you as we wrap up this segment.
Well, first of all, we just want to say thank you to all our customers. We thank you for your patronage, for supporting us for the past 32 years. We encourage you to stay abreast of all we have to offer on our social media platforms. And again, please contact us via telephone at 223-3226 or via WhatsApp 610-1260, and we'll be more than glad to assist you. Stay safe, everybody.
Yeah, stay safe, please.
Your final thoughts?
Well, same as this, but I have to say thank you very much for having us here, and as well big thank you to our customers who have showed loyalty and keep returning to us for solutions in terms of IT products. And I hope that everyone may stay safe. Try to do as much as you can in terms of preparation. I mean, it's a bit late, but you could still do a bit more. Yeah.
All right, wonderful.
Well, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. We can't wait to celebrate 32 years with you, and we hope you're here 32 more.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're just about 7 minutes away from that 7:30 NEMO press briefing, so stay with us. We'll be right back, and we'll be asking all the relevant questions about Hurricane Beryl.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Full-Tech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customer's experience. Full-Tech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
La formación del Centro Neurológico del Hospital Galenia es que esas enfermedades que son altamente complejas y que muchos de nuestros pacientes tenían que emigrar hacia otra parte de la República u otra parte de México, ahora puedan ser atendidos aquí.
La atención quirúrgica en el centro neurológico se forma dentro de un grupo multidisciplinario que incluye tanto neurólogos, médicos internistas, ortopedistas, neurocirujanos, pediatras. Y este esfuerzo que se ha realizado para conjuntar todos los especialistas es para siempre brindar al paciente un abordaje multidisciplinario y transversal.
Evidentemente, mientras más rápido podamos llegar al diagnóstico de los pacientes, más rápido podemos tratarlos, resolverlos y por ende mejor resultado vamos a tener al final. Entonces creo que la prioridad y el fundamento principal de un proyecto como este es justamente eso, que no se pierda tiempo de forma innecesaria para poder al final del día llegar al mejor de los resultados con un tratamiento completo, integral y oportuno.
Y las visiones desde diferentes perspectivas nos permiten tener pues el mejor tratamiento y la mejor opción para el paciente.
Tenemos la capacidad técnica, operativa, profesional y la infraestructura de poder establecer una atención neurológica de alta calidad.
The Office of the Prime Minister invites you to the National MSME Roadshow 2024. Join us for free workshops in marketing using AI, finance, business planning, and customer service. Connect with financial institutions for access to finance opportunities, meet with key government agencies, and showcase your business at the Roadshow Expo in an effort to get more locals to buy Belizean. We will be in Orange Walk Town, June 13th to the 15th, PG, June 27th to the 29th, Corozal, July 11th to the 13th, Benque, July 25th to the 27th, San Pedro, August 15th to the 17th, Key Cocker, August 23rd to the 24th, Belmopan, August 29th to the 31st, Hopkins, September 13th to the 14th, San Ignacio, September 26th to the 28th, Tangriga, October 10th to the 12th, Placencia, October 18th to the 19th, and Belize City, October 24th to the 26th. Sign up today for the National MSME Roadshow. For more information, follow us on Facebook at Beltrade or call us at 880-3737. Sign up today for the National MSME Roadshow. Let's get your business on the road.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Full-Tech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Full-Tech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
La formación del Centro Neurológico del Hospital Galenia es que esas enfermedades que son altamente complejas y que muchos de nuestros pacientes tenían que emigrar hacia otra parte de la República u otra parte de México ahora puedan ser atendidos aquí.
La atención quirúrgica en el centro neurológico se forma dentro de un grupo multidisciplinario que incluye tanto neurólogos, médicos internistas, ortopedistas, neurocirujanos pediatras. Y este esfuerzo que se ha realizado para conjuntar todos los especialistas es para siempre brindar al paciente un abordaje multidisciplinario y transversal.
Evidentemente, mientras más rápido podamos llegar al diagnóstico de los pacientes, más rápido podemos tratarlos, resolverlos y por ende mejor resultado vamos a tener al final. Entonces creo que la prioridad y el fundamento principal de un proyecto como este es justamente eso, que no se pierda tiempo de forma innecesaria para poder al final del día llegar al mejor de los resultados con un tratamiento completo, integral y oportuno.
Y las visiones desde diferentes perspectivas nos permiten tener pues el mejor tratamiento y la mejor opción para el paciente.
Tenemos la capacidad técnica, operativa, profesional y la infraestructura de poder establecer una atención neurológica de alta calidad.
The Office of the Prime Minister invites you to the National MSME Roadshow 2024. Join us for free workshops in marketing using AI, finance, business planning, and customer service. Connect with financial institutions for access to finance opportunities, meet with key government agencies, and showcase your business at the Roadshow Expo in an effort to get more locals to buy Belizean. We will be in Orange Walk Town, June 13th to the 15th, PG, June 27th to the 29th, Corozal, July 11th to the 13th, Benque, July 25th to the 27th, San Pedro, August 15th to the 17th, Key Cocker, August 23rd to the 24th, Pelmopan, August 29th to the 31st, Hopkins, September 13th to the 14th, San Ignacio, September 26th to the 28th, Tangriga, October 10th to the 12th, Placencia, October 18th to the 19th, and Belize City, October 24th to the 26th. Sign up today for the National MSME Roadshow. For more information, follow us on Facebook at Beltrade or call us at 880-3737. Sign up today for the National MSME Roadshow. Let's get your business on the road.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
All right, welcome back. At this time, we are getting into the NEMO press conference, so let's get right to that.
I hope you're hearing me well. So certainly this morning, we are starting to see some rains affecting the country. I know in particular the Ladyville area, Belize City, we saw some showers, thunderstorms early this morning, no? And these are from the outer fringes, not really directly related to the core of Beryl, but certainly moisture that is being pushed ahead of it, producing these shower activity. And we expect that to persist throughout the day and increase as the system gets nearer to us. As of 6 this morning, Hurricane Beryl was just to the southwest of the Cayman Islands. It was, in terms of position from Belize, it was about 410 miles east by north of Corozal Town. Beryl continues to move on a west-northwesterly track, currently at 20 miles per hour. The system has weakened considerable compared to what it was at some point. It's now down to 120 miles per hour in terms of maximum sustained winds. And that makes it a category 2 hurricane on the, sorry, that's a category, yeah, that's a category 2 hurricane. Category 3, early morning. Anyway, so it's a category 3 hurricane. It's still a major hurricane impacting the Cayman Islands. The forecast is for Beryl to move generally on a west to west-northwesterly track for the next few days. And on that track, the core or the center of Beryl will make landfall on the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, north of our borders, late tonight into early tomorrow morning. It is expected to continue weakening, and at landfall, the projected strength for this hurricane is for it to be a category 1 hurricane, an upper end category 1 hurricane. You do know that a category 1 carries winds from 74 to 95 miles per hour. In terms of the impacts to Belize, well, we are still under a tropical storm watch, and that has not been upgraded to a warning, and we do not, at the moment, expect that we will go into a warning. The radius of tropical storm force winds on the southern side extend outward, last I saw, to about 80 miles from the center, which puts that over Mexico and not over Belize. However, we do know that you can have gusts within heavy showers and thunderstorms. And for the extreme north of the country, including the island of San Pedro, there is the possibility of winds gusting to tropical storm strength during heavy showers and thunderstorms. The other impact that we expect from Beryl is, of course, the rainfall that we already see increasing. We are projecting at least 4 to 6 inches of rainfall throughout the course of the system. That is from today, tonight when it makes landfall, and even after it has moved inland across Yucatan. We know that, for example, last week we had just a low pressure system over Yucatan, which produced intense and excessive rainfall over the north. A similar scenario could occur as the system moves across Yucatan, producing excessive rainfall. Conservative estimates are 4 to 6 inches, but we do know that we can have local higher values. As we have been saying previously, the northern parts of the country in particular are already saturated with moisture due to the rainfalls. We have had more than 1 episode of rainfall up north so far. And certainly any additional rainfall, as our principal hydrologist has indicated, would lead to additional flooding. So that's a concern for the north of the country as well. For the remainder of Belize, we do know that there can be feeder bands extending farther away from the center of any tropical cyclone. And there is a possibility of feeder bands extending across any parts of the country. Within those feeder bands, you can have excessive rainfall as well, strong thunderstorm activity, and gusting winds as well. So certainly we need to look out for that as an additional hazard. In terms of the sea conditions, due to the gusty winds for about 15 to 25 knots or even higher, especially in the north, we can expect rough sea conditions, very large waves due to the swells associated with Beryl, and those will produce battering waves and could affect coastal parts of the country, especially over the north. And for that reason, we have issued a small craft warning, advising mariners, especially those who operate smaller vessels, to seek or remain in safe harbor until the passage of the system. The National Meteorological Service continue to monitor it very carefully. We have issued several alerts, including excessive rainfall alert, strong thunderstorm alert, and of course, as I mentioned, the small craft warning. We will update on our website every 3 hours. Our website is nms.gov.bz. We also have this tracking tool that you're seeing live on our webpage that is in collaboration with our ministry along with NEMO to keep the public updated. Again, I repeat, the northern parts of the country remain under a tropical storm watch. That we may not need to escalate that to a warning. It is not unusual for you to declare a watch, just to be sure and to monitor the situation. And once the system has passed, you drop the watch. And that has occurred over different islands. as the system progress. So that's not unusual. I will leave it at that. If I missed anything, I am sure, like I always say, the media will ask and I will be prepared to answer. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Gordon. Just before we proceed with the other presenters, I just want to quickly inform the public that we are only taking questions from the media at this time. We are reading your comments. We are taking into consideration your comments and your questions. We just, however, cannot answer them at this time, but please feel free for any emergencies, any dire questions. Our NEMO hotline is 936. Feel free to call that. And with that said, we will proceed. Moderating for us this morning, I will hand over to Ms. Giovanna Mogil, so she will continue the meeting for us. But in the meantime, can we have Mr. Mendez to just give us an update from NEMO's end?
Thank you very much and good morning. So based on the 3 a.m. advisory, we at NEMO released an advisory number 5, in which it stated that businesses and government offices in the Belize district can now stay open today. This was made, of course, with the determination and after doing our risk assessments, understanding that the Belize district will receive the minimal impact. We believe that it is safer for businesses to continue operation in those areas. For the rest of the areas under tropical storm watch and across the country, our EOCs remain activated. We are preparing for the potential of flooding, particularly in the Corozal and Orange Walk district. We know, as Chief Gordon had said, the ground, the soil is saturated, and we may be experiencing further flooding, and so we are preparing for those. Shelters, again, have been identified in those districts. They will be opening as necessary today and tomorrow. We have also identified on the island of San Pedro shelters which will be opening. The San Pedro coordinator is here to provide more information on the preparations on San Pedro. But you understand the islands are a unique area, and they have a different level of preparedness than the rest of the country because of their ongoing experience with these systems. For us, the national EOC remains fully functional. We will be on 24/7 watch starting today until further notice in preparation as we see the storm passing over our area. We do also want to stress to people that Hurricane Beryl remains a dangerous system. We have seen the damage it has been causing to our sister nations in the Caribbean, particularly Grenada, St. Vincent, Barbados, and Jamaica, and it remains a dangerous storm. We at NEMO are not taking it lightly, of course. We continue to monitor it closely. We maintain our level of preparedness and our level of alert. We have and are continuing our preparations for today. We will do everything we can to remain in a state of preparedness for the arrival of the storm. And we do ask all residents in Belize to continue your level of preparation. So although the track shows north, I still want to stress to people that we need to have your plans in place and to continue those in advance. We know that this system is actually a test of all this. Well, the system is a test of all our systems. We at NEMO are using this also as a learning experience. We're taking lessons, and we are committed to improving our systems in the future as we continue to prepare for this very heightened and very active hurricane season. So with that, I just want to end by thanking all our NEMO staff across the country. In the background, they have been working and preparing for many days now, and we are ready to go as needed in the country. So with that, I thank you. Over to you, Ms. Sedina or Ms. Miguel.
Thank you, Mr. Mendez. Ms. Reyes, I see your hand up, but just in the essence of time, we'd like to proceed with the next presentation from Ms. Param, and then we'll be free to take any questions from the media. Good morning, Ms. Param.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, hi, Ms. Param. Good morning. Can you give us an update? I understand you're with Mayor Wallen Nunes. Good morning to you both. Can you give us an update on what's happening on the ground in San Pedro?
No problem. Let the mayor share first, and then I would go second if that's okay.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
I think there's a little issue with your audio.
Good morning, can you hear us?
Yes, yes, now it's better.
Okay, yes, good morning. We have seen here on the island, a lot of people have been preparing. The businesses, the residents, most of the residents, they decided to either seek better shelter or evacuate, which helped us a lot. However, we are still not letting our guard down, and we are
Mayor, would you
continuing
adjust
to
your camera?
prepare. And
I'm sorry, Mayor, we can't see you. Would you adjust your camera? We're seeing the floor.
Can you hear us?
We can hear, but we are only seeing the floor.
Oh, okay. Just a second.
Perfect. Good. Please continue. I apologize.
Okay, you can hear us now and see us now? I think we're on the
Crystal, you're all good. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. Yes, as I was saying earlier, let me repeat that we have seen that the public has been cooperating with us, and some people did seek shelter somewhere else in the mainland. So some people did go out. We had roughly about 4,328 residents who came out, and that's only the boats. We have the airlines that also did like about 500 on the first day, and it was roughly around 800 on the second day. We're still getting the numbers to be sure, but a lot of businesses also did start with preparations, and we can see that everybody is taking it seriously, which is good. So we cannot let our guards down. We know that the storm might be heading a little bit farther north, but we never know. We have had this experience before, that the storm comes right in front of us and then shifts. So we do not want to let our guards down until we see it for sure where it's going to make landfall, or after that we're all clear.
Thank you, Mayor. Any word from you, Ms. Param?
Hi, good morning. Good morning, beautiful Belize. Yes, for San Pedro and Keycocker, we continue with our preparations that we had in place. If you listen to what Chief Met had said, I'd like our people to still heed caution. We prepare as best as possible, as it is still a threat to us, and like the mayor rightfully said, can be subjected to change. The most important information we want to get out this morning is that we don't want to let our guards down. We know that the island will receive some level of impact, and so we urge the residents of San Pedro and Keycocker to go about with extreme abundance of caution for both islands. Please do not let our guards down. As for shelters, I know a lot of people are concerned about shelters. As I spoke with the NEC this morning, we have decided that we will be opening shelters as of 4 p.m. today for both islands.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Param. So we will go ahead and open up the floor for any questions from the media. Channel 5, Ms. Reyes, you can go ahead, and then we'll follow it, Channel 7.
This is Sabrina Daly from Channel 5. Chief, this question is for you. You mentioned
Morning.
that we are currently under a tropical
All right.
storm.
We'll come back to her then. Channel 7, you can go ahead, and then Marisol afterwards.
No, there's Mike some.
Marisol?
Good morning, everyone. My question is for the Chief Met. I think human nature has some people to experience a little scare this morning in Belize City as a result of the showers and thunderstorms that we experienced. And of course, you referenced that once the system is nearer to us, perhaps different parts of the country could experience rainfall due to the bands. Are you able to provide a little bit more detail as to what can be expected? So I'm not sure. This morning, the rain didn't last for beyond 30 minutes in Belize City, but I think it all accumulates at some point. And then if Mr. Mendez could speak about whether they've touched base with NEMO Belize City to determine if shelters would be opened here, because the houses, some of the houses that we have cannot deal with all the rain and we experience flooding. Thank you.
Yes, thanks, Marisol, for the question. Yes, I do agree. Human nature is such that once we are under a threat from a tropical system and then the rains and the thunder begin, of course, persons will be alarmed, and that's understandable. Yes, these are the outer fringes and associated with a surge of moisture ahead of the system. We do expect that we will have more of these as the day progresses. I looked at the latest figure. We had about 35 millimeters of rainfall at the municipal airstrip in Belize City. That's already over an inch. So like I mentioned yesterday, models are really underperforming when it comes to rainfall prediction. Our forecast model was showing even, and that's an our forecast model, sorry, the global forecast model from the GFS refers to it as the American model, and was showing about less than 10 millimeters of rainfall. We already got 35. And that's the reason why we always err on the side of caution. We expect about 4 to 6 inches or even higher locally with this system. Like I mentioned before, we do have an excessive rainfall alert out and strong thunderstorm watch, because these bands can spread across the country, not only in the watch area, but even further south. And they can be accompanied by strong thunderstorm, intense lightning activity, squally conditions. So certainly residents should be on the alert for that type of weather conditions. However, of course, this is not a tropical storm warning, because tropical storm warning indicates that we will have sustained winds of tropical storm strength, not gusting, not just in gusts. And hence we don't have a tropical storm warning out, but we do have all the other alerts out at the moment for persons to take all necessary precautions. Thank you.
Thank
Hi,
you, Chief.
good morning. I just wanted to say that, sorry, Viana Reyes here from Channel 5. We're ready to ask a question, but we were muted by the moderator when it was our time. Is it possible for us to ask your question?
Yes. Hearing us?
Hi, Vianney. Yes, go ahead, please.
Hi, good morning. Paul Lopez, Channel 5. Open your eyes. Earlier, the NEMO coordinator indicated that for Belize City, business can go on as per usual, but per normal, sorry. But I understand that there are people from Corozal and Orange Walk also asking whether, like, what's the status in terms of business? What sort of advice should they adhere to or heed to? And then there's also individuals who live in Corozal and live in Orange Walk, the northern districts that work in Belize City. So they want to know what sort of advice should they heed, or what sort of yeah. So that's one for me on that side. I don't know if we could address that question. And I believe my colleague Sabrina has a question as well.
Yes, my question has to do with the update on the flooding situation. I remember we got a comment from Tennille Hendy, the principal hydrologist, on urban flooding that we can expect along with riverine flooding from our neighbors. Has this concern now increased since we are expecting excessive showers?
Okay, so thank you. I refer to the first question that was posed to me regarding shelters in Belize City and communication with CMO. Yes, we have been in close communication with CMO. Their EOC remains operational, and they are working in close collaboration with our Belize City office. Shelters in that area have also been identified and will be open as necessary throughout this time. Secondly, in regards to the opening of business, this only applies to the Belize district, simply because this is the area that we had anticipate will receive the least amount of impact. And so we felt it was important to allow business to continue. Of course, I continue to stress out of an extreme abundance of caution that just like in San Pedro, let's not let our guard down. And we must also understand that the system is in our area, and that things may change as necessary. And we may also have to change things as necessary based on the current situation. In regards to persons who live in the north and work in Belize City, we of course we have to allow things to continue. I would really advise you to contact your employer to make sure that you have those arrangements in place, and that you are able to have some level of flexibility in order for you to have that time to prepare for your own homes. And I yield the last question on flooding to the hydrological experts. I only want to say again that we have been responding to flooding over the past few days, and this is one of the effects that we are also anticipating especially in the northern districts.
If I may add just a bit on it. Well, of course, I don't think we have Ms. Hendy on the call, but yes, I know that hydrology had issued a alert for urban flooding, and indeed, as we see the rains materialize, it's just an indication that that alert was valid. So certainly, I don't see any need to escalate further, but that will be their call. Certainly, it is an indication that the forecast is materializing, and persons should have already been alert for the possibility of heavy rainfall that can lead to flooding. I will leave it there.
Thank you, Chief Met. Thank you, Captain Mendez. Jules, we can hand it over to you for your question.
Yes, hello, good morning. Good morning, thanks. About the storm, I think Chief Met, you were probably just in preschool when Hurricane Dean came in 2007 and it hit north of Chetumal in Bacalar. It was a powerful storm, but we remember that it jogged. It was like headed for Chetumal, and then it ticked, or it wobbled, I guess that's a popular word now, west-northwest, right at the point of making contact with the land. And so, but if it had gone like southwest, it would have hit Chetumal, or maybe even hit Corozal, where I was there in Corozal. The impacts were still, it was still a scary storm. So I'm saying there's always, as we know, as you have been saying, there's always room for variation. Are there any indications that there still could be some variation? We see that the track right now, and we know that's just a forecast, it's not the hand of God, but we see the truck taking it by Punta Allen, more or less. Might we still expect a variance as it comes into contact with land?
First, Jewel, I really have to thank you for the compliment. I was actually at the Met Service in 2007, already employed here. I've been here from 1998. So certainly, I guess that's a compliment from your end. But certainly, yes, we saw the experience with Dean. Dean made landfall as a Category 5 hurricane, I believe, just to the north of our borders in the Chetumal area. And it's much closer to us than this particular system will make landfall. Also, the intensity of this storm as compared to Dean is much lower. We are forecasting it to make landfall as a Category 1 as opposed to a Category 5. So we do not expect similar impacts. But as you mentioned, there are variations. There's always that 5% probability of some changes, no? The last I looked at, in terms of the probabilities for tropical storm force winds, it's down to about 5 to 10% for the north. That's a very slim chance of tropical storm force winds from this particular system. So I don't like to use, as I said before, analogies from previous storm, but I will just add one storm that I do recall, which is Hurricane Ernesto from 2012, which made a similar track and was about similar intensity. So it is possible that we could have similar impacts, but again, caution that all systems are unique and we don't know exactly what, if it will be the same exact impact. What we do know, and I repeat, is that the chances for tropical storm force winds are really, really small. We can have them in gusts. The probability of hurricane force winds are even less or even smaller. So certainly we do maintain the tropical storm watch, precisely because of the possibility of getting winds in gusts at least. But the main impact, like I said before, is going to be heavy rainfall from the system with the possibility of flooding. Our seas will be rough at times, so we do, again, caution mariners to remain in harbor or to seek safe harbor if they are not there yet, and to remain there until after the system has cleared our area. Thank you.
And then if I could quickly ask a follow-up. In terms of the behavior of the storm, we don't see, and perhaps I'm too optimistic or I want too much, but we don't see, the wind shear is supposed to be, breaking it up, making it more rugged in its structure. But is the wind shear really interacting with it, or has it been interacting with it at the expected or at the forecasted level? Or I have the sense that the wind shear is a little bit higher up in the atmosphere, more north on the map, and that it's not really being worn down as much as might have been expected by the wind shear. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I often am.
It is being impacted by wind shear, Jules. If you look at the system, you can see that the outflow on the western side is very, very constricted. That's an indication of moderate wind shear affecting the system. And certainly we expect that to continue and result in the forecast weakening that we are predicting. Thank you.
Okay, I understand Sonop has a question. Go ahead.
In regards to businesses being closed, I know that there was an update this morning about Belize District specifically being open for today. But in regards to tomorrow, is there any update in regards to how the businesses should run for Belize District, specifically for the international airport?
Yes, so the airport remains open today for normal functions. We will be monitoring the progress of the storm over the next few hours. We will be releasing the all clear whenever it is on the advice of the Met Service, and that will be released to the public as necessary. So for now, I do not want to tell you what time that will be because we just don't know yet, except to say that things in the Belize District will continue to proceed as normal. And as we wait the passage of the storm, that determination will be made as the situation arises.
Thank you, Mr. Mendez. Guys, again, I know we all have questions. Unfortunately, we are out of time as we have a pressing meeting immediately after this. So I am sorry we can't take any more questions at this moment. But based on tomorrow's activities, tomorrow's weather, and everything, if we have good internet, we will be here again tomorrow at 7:30. We will advise you guys later on today if we will be having the 3:30 press briefing. So please look out for that. But please remember, if we are unable to be here with you tomorrow, our NEMO 24/7 hotline is 936, and we have shared on our Ministry of Blue Economy and Disaster Risk Management and NEMO's Facebook page. I believe the media houses has shared as well all the district and town coordinators' contact information. So please look for those, save it, and reach out should there be an emergency. Again, thank you and be safe, Belize.
So that was your NEMO press conference for this morning. What we're going to do right now, Sabrina, is we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're basically going to give a bit of synopsis of what we heard moments ago, have a bit of discussion around it, and wrap up this morning's show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
My name is Leomar Langzert, and I'm a teacher, and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer. With these online that Belize Bank offered is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
Snackers chips are more than just a snack. They're a proud product of Belize. Sourced from corn grown in Cayo's lush valleys, then crafted with care and packaged to perfection by Belizeans. When you choose Snackers, you're choosing the taste of home and flavors you'll love. Snackers, done right, done here.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't let this plan. I can't let this plan.
Caribbean. So Jamaica was braced for the worst. It delivered more of a glancing blow than a direct hit in the end. But those who lived through this storm won't forget it anytime soon. Were you scared?
Yeah, we were scared. It was terrible. Strong wind, building tearing down, all them stuff.
We're still alive. Nobody no get no hurt. That is the greatest.
Are you worried that more storms might be on their way?
Yes, because this is the earliest time we ever get. We never look for a storm so early. But as them say, God works, so we can't do nothing.
People battled to return to their homes and assess the damage. The wind may have subsided, but water proved a more stubborn foe. Some were left in no man's land, as others worked together to repair the damage. They've had these storms before, but in September, never in July. What was worse, the wind or the water?
The wind. The wind. Water all right, but the wind, wicked.
Are you worried about the fact that this happened so early in the season?
Yes, and so quick. Very quick.
Will you get help from the government to repair?
Well, I'm not sure about that still. I feel like the people around here have to go do their own thing.
Much of the island was left without power, and petrol stations remain shut. At Jamaica's international airport, the main terminal is now without much of its roof. Jamaica may have escaped the very worst of Hurricane Beryl, but the cost of repairing and rebuilding these communities will be significant, and the people here know that worse storms may well be on their way. Grace, mercy and forgiveness is a popular mantra here, but Mother Nature, as they know, shows little of any. Martha Kellner, Sky News, Jamaica.
Since this morning, it's just been a constant downpour of rain. It gets lighter and sometimes it's a little bit harder, but it doesn't completely stop. There hasn't been much winds since this morning, but as of the past, I would say 10 to 15 minutes, there has been a pickup in the winds. The traffic on a regular day is already kind of bad. So has just been crazy. Everybody filling up the supermarkets, everybody trying to scramble and get their last minute supplies. But I would say everybody is in a state of slight panic because for a lot of people it's their first hurricane as adults. And for a lot of them, it's the first hurricane of this magnitude since they can remember. So I would say everybody's in a slight panic, myself as well. For the most part, I'm relatively safe because I live on the 6th floor of my building and my room comes with shutters and my windows are shutterproof. But I've also been making, little precautions. So moving my furniture away from the window where water and anything can seep in. I've been stocking up as well on my non-perishables, ensuring that all of my devices are charged, ensuring that I have data on my phone in the event that power goes out. Kingston on a regular basis has water issues, so we can only imagine what's to come. So I've been trying to fill up any empty bottle that I have so far in my apartment to just make sure that in the event that water does go away, that I have enough to last me for at least 2 to 3 days. It's a bit scary, especially because I'm weathering the storm alone, but I have to say that I'm very grateful for my friends and family in Belize and those in Jamaica that know my situation, that have been checking in on me routinely, asking me for the latest update, and ensuring that I feel very supported during this time. I would say across the island, a lot of people are fearful for the damages that it could do to their roofs, because water is one thing, but water and wind at the same time, uncontrollable, is another. So for me, I think that my building is able to withstand at least, I would say, the rain. I'm not too sure about how it's going to hold up against the wind, and when branches start breaking and projectiles start to get up in the wind and stuff like that. I'm not too sure how it's going to hold up against that, but I think that for the most part, I'm pretty safe.
So two things there, Sabrina. What we saw first in those videos were early footage and interviews from Sky News coming out of Jamaica.
Yes.
This is early videos in that this is some of the first coming out in terms of the damages that we're seeing in
The
Jamaica,
impact of Hurricane
the
Beryl.
destruction, the impact of Hurricane Beryl, which impacted them as a Category 4 hurricane. And then what we saw secondly was an interview we did with a Belizean student in Jamaica currently pursuing her master's degree over there. We spoke with her yesterday, well, yesterday was Wednesday, on Wednesday afternoon around midday. This was right before Hurricane Beryl. Jamaica began feeling the winds. They were already getting rains, and so we heard from Briannie Smith right before the storm. I follow her on social media, so I know that she's safe this morning, and we want to thank her for agreeing to speak with us that time that she did yesterday.
She was sheltering on campus.
She was sheltering on campus.
She's currently studying at the University of the West Indies, and this was something that I actually brought up with Isani on Tuesday. We have quite a number of Belizean students that are currently pursuing higher education at the University of the West Indies, not only in Jamaica, but also in Barbados, that were also impacted by Hurricane Beryl as well.
Now, you know, one of the things that's stuck in my mind, but I wanted to ask you, what's your thoughts when you look at the Sky News report and you see some of the devastation that this system caused in Jamaica?
Yeah, I mean, well, you can't help but feel their sense of overwhelm, Paul.
Yeah.
We're looking at these images, and one of the relevant questions that I think the reporter asked an individual was, what will this support look like now that it's over? And I think that individual mentioned, well, we can't necessarily rely on the government. For most of us, we have to figure it out on our own. And really, it just shows that when we have these natural disasters, there's not much that one body can do. It really takes all hands on deck. Earlier in the show, we were also showcasing where individuals were chopping up trees, fallen trees, and clearing the debris. It really takes everyone before and after these storms to try to make sense of what they can after.
I see some some great deals of similarities, while there's a lot of difference between the island nations within the Caribbean that have been impacted by this tropical system in terms of hearing from people. One of the things that one of the Jamaican interviewees said was that the winds were much more scarier than the rains. The rains brought flooding, but the winds, the howls of those winds, the speed of those winds, the destructiveness of those winds, it's like angry winds passing through. And we saw that impact at a higher level in Carico, I believe that's the name of the island.
An island in Grenada.
An island in Grenada, in the Grenadines, and I do believe we have some footage from there, but this is where Hurricane Beryl made impact as a Category 4, near Category 5 hurricane.
Yes.
And so that video is there. We'll bring it up as soon as we get a chance to. But right now, there's definitely a need for solidarity between CARICOM nations. And I know that in Belize, we do not disappoint when it comes to this.
Yes.
In Belize, when it comes to our own people here in the country, when it comes to our brother and sister nations across the Caribbean, we get up, we band together, we launch efforts, initiate efforts, in fact, and we send support, because we are at the start of the hurricane season, and we must consider the fact that today is you, tomorrow it could be us. We saw what happened with Lisa in Belize, and the fact that we needed aid immediately, and aid began to come in from different Caribbean nations, as well as our international partner countries as well. And
one of the things that I do want to mention, though, Paul, and this was something that was also being shared on social media as it relates to these CARICOM nations, also considered small island developing nations that are currently feeling the impacts of climate change and, of course, Hurricane Beryl, is that people are saying we are seeing the impacts of these smaller countries that have very little fossil fuel emissions, but they're now facing the impacts of these greater nations that are supplying all these fossil fuel emissions and, of course, leading to the excessive change of the climate, seeing angrier storms, seeing earlier storms, and we can't do anything about it.
Right.
Of course, so in this instance, all we can do is stand in solidarity. I believe on the screen there, we are seeing just some of the impacts. I don't think that this is Carico, but I do think this is somewhere in Grenada, because we were able to also hear a short bite from the Prime Minister of Grenada saying just how devastating the impacts are.
And one of the reasons I wanted to show that video from Carico is the fact that you're right, the Prime Minister of Grenada said with a great deal of concern and perhaps somberness, he mentioned the fact, like basically was saying, look at this.
Yeah.
Look at all this devastation, and this small island contributes little to no emissions.
Exactly.
Little to no emissions to what fuels climate change. Yet what we're feeling here on this small island is the height of the impact of climate change, the height of the devastation. When you look at this video, for example, this here is, this is at a hospital. This is, I believe, at a hospital, and what had happened was they were sheltering in one structure, and the Hurricane Beryl barreled through that area and destroyed that structure in the middle of the hurricane. Dozens of people had to flee that shelter and run into what they're seeing there. These are, this again, this is another home.
This is a home
on the island. It's a small island with a small population, but there are a lot of infrastructure on this island. So as far as the eyes can see,
look at that,
homes,
guys, wow.
Houses, structures are completely destroyed. That what she's showing you there is where the structure where they were sheltering. That structure right there, that structure had all their supplies. All their supplies are gone.
Wow.
All their supplies. These people weren't able to make contact with the mainland, or well, with Grenada and with authorities until hours later. And it's actually the reporter that's capturing this video. They have a Starlink Wi-Fi or a Starlink connection data, and they were able to provide that Starlink data to these individuals for them to reach out to authorities in Grenada as well as family members to let them know that they're safe. Several individuals died as well. Sabrina.
Yes, I was going to say, I believe up to 10 persons have been reported as dying because of Hurricane Beryl. Of course, this isn't in just one region. This is in the Caribbean in general.
Yeah.
And of course, Beryl continues along its path. It has decreased in its strength, but it's still very much a strong hurricane at a Category 3 now.
Yeah, at a Category 3, I think what the Met Service said this morning is now at a Category 2. That's according to Chief Met Ronald Gordon. So definitely not as intense as it was when it made landfall on this. But of course, you got to be prepared for anything with these systems. The Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico, south of the Yucatan Peninsula, and north of the Yucatan Peninsula. Some impacts, according to this morning's press conference, expected for the extreme north of Belize. So we're talking Corozal, which may experience some tropical storm force winds, if not directly from the system, by way of some gusts. Definitely we're going to be experiencing a great deal of rainfall in the north.
Which could lead to flooding.
Which could lead to flooding in flood-prone areas that were already affected over the weekend. For Belize City, there seems to be a decrease in the level of concern by the experts, and that should give Belize City residents some sort of relief, or for them to breathe a sigh of relief, because we rely on the experts, and if the experts are saying, the NEMO is saying, and the Met Service is saying that business can operate in the Belize district as per normal today,
Which, as previously, it was stated that they would have to be closed at 12 p.m. midday today. That is now lifted. You can operate for the entire day.
Yeah, because they don't expect that
Yes.
there'll be any major impacts, if any impacts at all, to Belize district except for some rain. So they're giving Belize district to go ahead. Now that does not apply to Corozal and it does not apply to Orange Walk, where businesses are still expected to be closed at midday, and also residents living in these areas that travel to Belize City, they are being advised to reach out to their employer and make those necessary arrangements so that they can be better prepared. My thought is that your level of awareness you must remain alert. Whether you're in the Belize district, Orange Walk, or Corozal district, because until there's an all clear, until this system has completely passed us, because we have low-lying areas in Belize City as well, and within the Belize district, we have rivers in the Belize district, we have creeks in the Belize district, and a lot of times in a country like Belize, a lot of these rivers that are flooded in the north are connected, like Crooked Tree, for example. That's within the Belize district. And when you find a new river flooding and you find other areas flooding, they all converge in that Crooked Tree area where the water settles and you get that level of flooding in the Belize district.
Yes. We do want to give a final notice that the National Meteorological Service and the National Emergency Management Organization advised us that they will be giving us 3-hour updates.
Okay.
So it's definitely stay tuned to your devices. Stay tuned for the official updates from these organizations as well.
I believe we're wrapping up right now, according to our producer. We can wrap up this morning show.
Well, of course, we want to say thank you to all of our guests who stopped by, especially our friends from Fulltech Systems Limited. They are sharing with us that if you still want to prepare yourselves here in the Belize District, they will be open. I believe they announced that they would have been open up until 12, but that may change now to the entire day. Still, however, even if we don't experience a hurricane tomorrow, we are still early in the hurricane season. So definitely start preparing for that as early as possible. We also want to say thank you to the NEMO folks as well as the Met Service folks for having that press conference early this morning as well. If you missed anything, you can go back on the government press office page and look back at that live stream, or you can check it out here on our live stream as well.
Yeah, we definitely will be providing coverage on our social media page, News 5 Live, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Full Work, so stay tuned to those pages.
Yes, it is July 4th. It's actually the USA's Independence Day.
Yeah, happy Independence Day to our U.S. friends and
our Belizean American friends.
Belizean American friends as well. We could celebrate halfway. For the full Americans, you celebrate all the way.
But if you are a 4th of July baby too, happy birthday to you. And if you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@channel5belize.com.
Yeah, you can also catch us on Facebook Live every single morning, weekday mornings, of course, and that's an Open Your Eyes BZ.
As well as Instagram for behind-the-scenes content at OYE Belize. Thank you so much for joining us, and please be safe out there. But do us a favor and join us again tomorrow as you open your eyes.
And start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your minds,
and your hearts open.
Have a wonderful and safe Thursday.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by Smart, bringing people together, and the Belize Bank, our country, your bank.